Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line. And
the Saints take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
they start the drive on the ground. Kamara, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down.
Now, this defense for the Bengals, they were very solid last week in the victory over Baltimore.
In today's NFL, when you talk about goals for defenses, and you think that maybe you'd like to hold them under 14 points or so, we think our offense can usually get 17 to 20, so that's a reasonable goal. But when you hold a team under 100 yards of total offense, you're going to win 99 times out of 100. And the one game you lose, you'll know who to blame.
Winston now to throw on first down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring your running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
A first down throw for Winston. He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman. He's still on his feet. Touchdown, Saints. Adam Troutman, his second touchdown on the season. And the Saints will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Lutz good on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. From the 10. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive, eluding the pressure right. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
A first carry here for Joe Mixon. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here we go. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go.
Again, it's Mixon. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On one, ready?
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are going to get it back here just past the 35. And that was one I kind of saw coming, Charles. He had a free safety just hanging back there over the middle, waiting, and he saw that ball go in the air, and he jumped on it.
And I don't know why the quarterback didn't see that. That was just your standard cover 3, which means the free safety in the middle of the field, the 2 corners, and they divide the field in thirds. But when you have a free safety with range, like a good center fielder, he can go from side to side and make plays on the football as he did there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play call to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Winston, and he fires one incomplete. He was all over that route defensively. Now, they had 2 picks last week as a unit. Couldn't quite grab that one.
Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. It's early in this game, but you like the fact that they're around the football early. They're going to be upset they didn't haul that one in, but at least they're there at the moment of truth to make a play on it.
By the way, where did the grasshopper thing come from? I know it's been around for a long time.
Yeah, you know, I'll have to tell you that some other time.
Back to football. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well.
Partner, we've got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
Now Winston on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Here we go, here we go.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable, or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. That's complete to the tight end Sample. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a 1st down.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. And Burrow going to throw again. And, it's incomplete. Oh, that would have been 6 points, but somehow he couldn't rein it in.
This tournament has been a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the in your hip pocket, you force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
And partner, I think this is where long-term starters in the NFL separate themselves from the rest of the pack, because there's still 3 full quarters left in this one. More than enough time to move past a pair of early mistakes and find a way to lead your team to a win. Mental resiliency, a characteristic every NFL team's looking for in their quarterback.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, the gap man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Winston. That is hauled in by Michael Thomas. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 21 yards.
All-pro receiver Michael Thomas missed all of 2021 while recovering from an ankle injury. But we'll never forget that he set an NFL record in 2019 with 145 catches. When healthy, borderline unguardable, just like he was on that play.
On 1st and 10, Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. Oh, nice move. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. The Saints had a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 39. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. There's Chris Olave. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. They'll throw again. Winston. They'll get this out to Kamara. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Winston to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That's a really nice job there by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Winston. Got a man open. It's Thomas. It's a touchdown for New Orleans. Michael Thomas from 13 yards out. And the Saints go up by 2 touchdowns. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Bengals take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be started with it. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy. I know we don't have a special scoreboard to show it, but the offense, they've surrendered more sacks than they have points thus far. This defense, they're winning in all phases of the game right now.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And some space here. And mark him down way up close to the 40 at the 39. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Now Burrow on 1st down. He completes it to Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go. Here we go.
2nd and 6.
Burrow will throw. This goes out wide for Mixon.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
It looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackled him for a loss.
Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the 1st half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
David Onyemata, excellent effort, and he earns a tackle for loss.
Sometimes you get all those big guys down there in one spot, and there's just nowhere to go. And in this case, the defensive tackle used his strength and swallowed him up.
2 minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0.
Here we go.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow. And that ball going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 41. A nightmare of a 1st half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Following the interception, Winston. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
But that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains on that jersey. Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Give him 35 yards there on the third down conversion.
The Saints, first and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Throwing, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
On second down, Kamara. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Fourth down, Winston. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires, and the Bengals will get the football back. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw to Mixon on the check down. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
On 1, Rick.
First down, here's Burrow. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Here we go.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Burrow. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Wow, this one, it is getting out of hand early. They add a pick-6 to the ledger now. 3-score lead still in the first half.
And all that celebrating that you see and hear from those defenders is not just because they scored a touchdown on a pick-6. It's because they're pitching a shutout in this one. Every defender's dream.
So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. 11.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off for the pressure. Maybe that was for the best as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half. And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Throwing on second and long. Burrow, he's going to loft one deep left side here. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And the Saints are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line.
Well, I think everyone who's watching was certainly hoping to see things get a little bit better for them in this half, weren't we? But it was a downright miserable first half that's carried over with an interception to begin the second half. That's a defeated offense right there, and there's still a lot of game left. I don't think that's the last turnover we're going to see today, partner.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They'll start in excellent field position. And McCoy loses the football. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
On second and 15 now. Winston rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Marcus Davenport there to take him down. Really good stop there by the end in this 4-3 defense.
And not just pass rushers anymore, are they? Those guys can use their hands, control the point of attack, shed those blockers, and go get those ball carriers.
Throwing on second down. Burrow, he'll buy some time right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby. And the Saints are going to take over here on the INT at their own 5-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
The stop there by Jay Tufele. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Throwing on second and 8. Winston. Slant pass complete to Olave. Winston on target to Olave for the Saints first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Winston. That's complete to Troutman, right side. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 10 yards, good for his Saints first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
First down, Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. To the air again with Winston. Olave over the middle. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Now Winston on 4th down. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. So a bold call that this drive will forge on. 1st and 10 after the 4th down conversion. To throw, Winston. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Back now here live in New Orleans. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Jameis to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 17. Here's Winston. And he's got his man on the crossing route. That's Landry. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 44-yard line.
That's good for another Saints.
Winston now. Locates Kamara on the out route. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there, because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good open field tackling held it to an okay game.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Winston to throw for it on 4th. Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the 4th quarter.
Well, it certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again.
And he's taken down here by the Saints.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Here we go.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now Burrow. He's going to loft this one deep left sideline. And now here's another interception. Picked off by the corner, Bradley Roby.
And the Saints force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10.
Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it, and that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. A run between the tackles with Cohen.
And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Winston.
Swings this out here for Cohen. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with still 1:20 left to go in the game. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara.
And maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
It'll be a Saints 1st down on a gain of 16 yards. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for New Orleans, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town.